I'm Sarah from The Upcoming. So lovely to chat to you.
Nice to meet you.
Maybe you could just kick off with a brief introduction to Small World. For people who don't know anything about the film, how would you introduce a little bit about what it's about?
This is a film about children trafficking. I think that this is the one of the most problem of our planet today, because this is a problem for people in all over the world, and 1.5 million of children are sold every year, and this is drama because children and people slavery is the most dynamic part of criminality in all over the world today. So I'm thinking that this is something very important for everybody right now.
And how did you first decide to make a film about this topic? And how did you come to the script and to the film that we see today? What was that process and journey like for you?
Every movie is based on a very strong documentary, and I met a policeman who was a specialist from pedophiles. He fights with pedophiles during 12 years. And after these 12 years, he went to the jail as a pedophile. And it was very interesting for me how it was possible, because I wanted to know. It was like that this guy spent too many time by watching children as a sexual objects, and I thought that maybe it could change something in his psycho, but I thought that maybe it was like that he was a pedophile from the beginning, and he just chose this work because he had this perversion, yes, in his mind. So it was the first impact to tell this story. Of course, I spent almost 6 years. I was talking with a psychiatrist, policeman, scientists, also victims, also traffickers, and traffickers is good word. People who are criminalists, and also with parents of kidnapping children. It was probably the most experience in my life. I also did documentary films called Eye of the Devil, and it was a true inside story. And I save one little girl who has to be sold to the brothel, and then as a organ donor. And it was a real case I spent with mother, which wanted to sell her daughter 6 months, and I made that this little girl found new family, and at the end of the day she was safe. And it was something normal, because every human should do what I should. But I'm thinking that the most horrible thing for me was spend this 1 month with this devil. Yes, when I talk with guy who took almost 500 children from Polish women, and these children were sold to brothel and for organs. It was really nightmare moment in my life. My editor had nightmares, yes, after watching this material during 6 months. So this is, of course, horrible subject. And I also heard about Mel Gibson, yes, who had the end of his marriage after passion. And people who are close to God tell me that it was something like war in his life, is between lightness and darkness, because he hit into darkness by this movie. And before Small World, I was talking with some priest, and I told him that I want to make movie like this, and I want to hit into devil and compare children painful with satanic symbolism. And he told me that this is similar case like this when you try to take a bone from angry dog, and it has to be at the end of the day a brutal attack for your life. And he asked me, am I ready for lose my family, destroy my career, lost my money, my wife, children? And I thought that he is a little bit crazy, and this is not true. But in fact, exactly this thing, it was happened in my life, because this evil hit into my life, and I almost lost my family, my career. And so this movie was the darkest moment in my life, and I hate it almost by 2 years. 1 month before premiere, I watched it again, and I felt that this emotions are reversed right now, and I am happy that I did it, because I felt that this is something really important.
Because people who watch the film, obviously it's a fictionalized story, but as you said, you did an incredible amount of research. So how many of the scenes and moments that we see in the film were actually based on something that you found in your research happened in real life? You know, how much of it is purely fictionalized and how much of it is based on something real? Because it's probably hard for people to even comprehend that this can actually go on, you know, behind, you know, what we feel is a civilized society.
Every element in this movie is based on real thing. My work as a screenplay always, as a scriptwriter, is always focus on compilation of real elements into a fabular story. Yes, for example, when I did my first movie after Homicide Squad in Poland, I probably made 5 main characters from 20 policemen. Yes, and in the same in Small World, I also made a very big documentary, and I compilated it into one movie. For example, one of psychiatrists gave me contact to a pedophile, yes, who was on therapy, and this pedophile had an idea that he should go to the Berlin. It's called Tropic Island. This is place when you've got many swimming pools and parents with children spend their vacation. And this psychiatrist told him that this is the most stupid thing in his life, because it will be like stressor, yes, when he went there and he will watch these naked children, it starts something bad in his psycho, and he come into this tube on swimming pool before girl, and he stops in the half of the tube and was waiting for the girl and attack her into tube. Yes, and you have got this scene in my movie. Yes, so this is example how I took some real elements from life and put it into a fabulous story.
And as you're mentioning,
from my perspective, this is very soft movie. I'm thinking that this is a very emotional movie about a hard subject, but I'm glad that this is a movie without any scene with brutalism for a child. You cannot see any brutal scene with a child, and everything can happen only in your imagination. Yes, and this is important because the same psychiatrist told me that I should be very careful, because if I want to hit into these predators, I should be careful, because I could be one of them at the end of the day, because I can make the most wonderful movie for pedophiles. And this movie can be something like stimulator for their emotion. Yes, because so my very strong idea from the beginning was that I want to make movie and I don't want to hurt any child actor during this movie. And I want to do it like this, that every child after this movie will be the same as beginning. For example, in this scene with satanic orgy, every child on set was with blind eyes. Every child has a guide and a psychologist, because I know that I don't want to keep in their minds some bad screens, yes, bad memories from the set. Of course, you can tell the children that this is only movie, but it was a very horrible scene with many satanic symbols, and I told my crew that I don't want to even put these screens into a memory of children. Also, the scene, for example, of blowjob, you've got this 12 years old girl, but this girl plays this scene without actor, so she doesn't know what is about this scene, and when she come to the actor and you see back of the person, it's a woman, not this girl. So also we've got this sexual scene with white hair girl on sofa, and I even as a director wanted start some sexual emotions in this girl. So we recorded this scene like copy paste. I was play with her and I tell her how she should give me this dialogue, and she was my copycat. Yes, and so I am glad that every child during this production was safety.
And you know, the film, as you mentioned, must have been incredibly difficult to shoot, and you know, in lots of places it's very difficult to watch, like I say, because you know, many people wouldn't want to believe that people would be capable of a lot of the scenes that we see. But what do you think the importance would be of showing this on screen, and you know, sort of kind of uncovering the reality of this situation, and what do you hope people will take away from watching it?
My biggest wish is give by this movie impulse to meeting of people from many countries, yes, because this is not problem in Poland or in England. This is problem is all over the world. And after my documentary movie, I know that people from police, from secret services, from departments of funerals, of medical these things after surgeries should meet in one room, should sit at the one table and found resolution to hit into this horrible procedure. And we should do it from level of many countries, yes, from a level of Europe, not from one country, because this doesn't make sense. So I don't know how it will work. As I said, from my perspective, this is very soft version of reality. And my idea was to communicate by this movie with women. I don't know how it works in UK, but in Poland, woman decides about buying of ticket, yes, to the cinema. So I tried to make this movie and communicate with mothers, with young girls, and in fact, it was a success, because I know from researchers that 70% of viewers in Poland are women.
It was actually something I did notice in the film is you have a lot of female characters that you focus in on, both as victims, but also as predators and perpetrators, which might be quite shocking to some people. Perhaps in their minds, they have a kind of image of someone who might be behind these kind of mafias or these kind of networks. And it might be quite shocking for it to be revealed to be women. So was that a very conscious choice as well, to have this quite broad spectrum of female characters in the film?
Yes, of course, we have also many women pedophiles. This is not only a criminal area of men. I know it from my research, but I am a sociologist, yes, and I try to catch some subject from reality, yes, from the air. And I know from a few years that we are the witnesses of big change into the world, yes. Women start to fight for their rights, start to talk aloud about their problems, and I've changed many of my earlier movies, and I was focused on women, yes. I made a movie about mafia, and women were main characters in their movies. So this is something very interesting for me in this moment of my career. And of course, I am a man, so also emotional area and psychology of a woman is more interesting for me as a man. Yeah.
And you were saying that, you know, it was quite a difficult film to make. Do you already know what you might tackle for your next film in terms of topics or themes? And will it be a complete break from this, or will it be something on the same lines?
As I decide that I make my last Polish movie this year, it will be my autobiography, and it will be a war between darkness and lightness in my life. And from next year, I will make my first big production with a Hollywood actor, and I want to do it like Luc Besson. Yes, I want to found money in Europe, create here movie with a Hollywood actor and sell it in all over the world. Yes, because I don't want to be a slave of Hollywood. I want to use Hollywood to selling my movie. It will be movie about Russian mafia, and it will be a story something like Godfather with one upon a time in America, but in Russian reality.
Okay, fantastic. Well, I think I'm out of time, but it's been an absolute pleasure to speak to you, and thanks for sharing all that insight about the making and the message of this film.
Thank you very much for conversation.
Lovely to speak to you. Thanks so much.